Hey YouTube, it's Torque Dawg here, another video, and today in this video I'm doing a review on Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 6, The Iron Throne. So it's sadly not called A German Spring, which I'm kind of upset about. So this one, it was a very bittersweet ending. Like, at first, I hated the idea of Bran becoming the ruler of the six kingdoms. I hated that. But then, after a while, then I was like, you know what? Actually, this isn't that bad. Um, the ending seemed a little bit too long with John and them riding along. It kind of seemed like they just didn't know how to end it. And it constantly, when I was flipping through Arya, the ruler, the leader of her little boat, there going west of Westeros, which I really loved. Uh, Sansa being the Queen of the North, independent Queen of the North, and then Jon Snow being or Aegon Targaryen being the 1000th Lord Commander. When I was flipping through them, I was like, oh, who's it going to show last? And obviously it's Jon. Um, that ending kind of reminded me of the ending for season 1 when they all go out and stuff. Um, and yeah, it was a really good episode. I loved it when when Edmure Tully was talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I should be the Iron, uh, the king of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever." Um, I was just thinking in my head like, just sit the f down. You're not going to be the king. And then Sansa said it for me. It's like, Uncle, sit down. I love that. Um, it's like just get destroyed, and then Bran destroying Grey Worm um with Grey Worm's like saying when Bran said that Tyrion's going to be the hand of the king, Grey Worm's like, no, he doesn't deserve her and stuff like that. And Bran's just destroyed him. I can't remember exactly what I said, but yeah. Um, so yeah, at first I hated the idea of Bran becoming the king, but then I kind of liked it. And I wonder why Drogon didn't kill Daenerys. I mean, not. I wonder why Drogon didn't kill Jon after. I'm guessing he knew that all the people that died, they just died for that one throne. So he burned it. I wonder what Bran's new throne is going to be. And I like the idea now where instead of it's the children, it's like you get to choose basically who the next ruler is after Bran. And when Jon apologizes to Bran, like in the last reunions between Jon and Arya, Jon and Sansa, Jon and Bran. Technically, it's between each other because they're all going their own separate ways. Um, but Bran's like, everything you did was like you were supposed to do that. Exactly what he said to Theon in episode 3. Because if he didn't do everything that he did, he wouldn't have been there. And yeah, um, killing Daenerys, that was kind of like Nissa Nissa. That was like basically like another prophecy or something like that. Zora High. Um, I liked it when Jon and Tyrion had those big beards because of the time jump, the small time jump. Um, and when Melisandre said that Arya would close Green Eyes, that's also not another prophecy that never happened. It's a prophecy that never happened, unless if wherever she goes, west of Westeros, um, if she'll kill someone with green eyes there, I don't know. Um, but yeah, this episode was really good. Um, I love Project's armor. It's kind of feels weird to see Braun on the small council. It's kind of weird to see him. And I love how Grey Worm and the other Unsullied, they go off their own area to Tarth or something, or Last Hearth or something. Um, just like when Daenerys like first bought the Unsullied, she's like, you can go if you want, but none of them left because she didn't want them to be slaves. She wanted them to be free. Um, so yeah, they're basically their own free people now. If they die, they're gonna die in their own ways. No one else is going to get them killed. Um, Robin Aaron, he looked way bigger now. He looked like a big boy now. And we actually saw Yara, so I'm guessing now she knows about Theon's death. Wonder how long she knew. Um, A Song of Ice and Fire, the book. It's kind of weird that Tyrion wasn't in it though in the book, because Sam's like, oh yeah, Tyrion isn't in. You're not in the book. Um, that was kind of weird. Like it should be like just the actual Song of Ice and Fire book series. But I do like how they did have that though. I'm glad they had the book of Song of Ice and Fire. There's the unnamed Prince of Dorne. I was just there. At first I was like, who is this guy? But then yeah, I realized it was Prince of Dorne. Tyrion in the very beginning was Cersei and Jaime's bodies. I actually thought Tyrion was going to die when he was talking to Jon and stuff. Well, I knew what he was going to do when he walked up to Daenerys. And then after I was like, well, Tyrion's dead, because I thought it was going to be the same thing with Varys. Because when um, once in episode 5, Tyrion went up to Daenerys and was like, hey, Varys betrayed you. I was like, oh, Varys is dead. Because, Varys said, if you betray me, I'm going to kill you. And she basically said the same. She said the same thing to Tyrion as well. So, and Tyrion knew he was going to die, but then, yeah, Jon did that. I also wonder how they knew Jon's the one that killed him, because technically they wouldn't know unless Drogon showed them the dead body of Daenerys. Daenerys' dead body, but they still wouldn't know it's Jon, though. I guess maybe from the knife. Maybe they knew that was his knife or something. I don't really know. So yeah, this is basically my last Game of Thrones review. It was a really good season. I liked it. Daenerys was the only death in this episode. She died in like the first 30 minutes of the episode. Which honestly I liked because, yeah, the part. So her little dream sequence back in like season 3 or something. I mean, she's in the House of Undying. The throne room was all destroyed, and it looked pretty similar to what it looked like in this episode. And she touches the throne, and she walks off. I thought she was gonna walk off or turn and do that stuff, but then we see just Jon, and then they talk for a bit, and she's talking about how her brother said there was 1,000 blades and stuff, and she couldn't count past 20. So to her, it was a lot of blades. And then she was saying like how they're gonna love each other and stuff, and then he just kills her. I wonder what she was thinking as she was dying. She didn't say anything. That moment wasn't sad, but when Jon was hugging Arya, hugging Sansa, hugging Bran, or bowing down to King Bran the Unbroken. That was kind of sad. Like, it didn't make me cry, but I kind of wanted to cry at the same time. I was like trying to make myself tear up, but it didn't work. But like, I could still feel something. I wanted to make myself cry, but it didn't work. I've only cried like 2 or 3 times ever from watching a show. So yeah, it was a good episode. Comment down below what you guys think about it. I don't know. Lots of people hated it. Like, I haven't seen the reviews, but like I saw like just thumbnails and stuff. Lots of people didn't like it. I don't know. Like, it was a bittersweet. Like, at first, again with Bran, I didn't like him being the king. I was like, why? But then I was like, you know what? Jon didn't kill the Night King, and it would be too obvious to be Jon too. And like, it's supposed to be bittersweet. If Jon's the king, then it's gonna be just sweet, not bitter. So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna make the Iron Throne now. I wonder how they're going to get Dorne again to. Well, I guess the Prince of Dorne was there, so yeah, I guess the 6 kingdoms are going to be allied with Bran. And it's kind of savage though of Bran to send Jon to the wall. It's like, geez, but I'm guessing he saw something with his 3 eyes, the 3-eyed raven, and he's like, oh, he's supposed to be there with Tormund. I thought at first Tormund was the Lord Commander, and I'm guessing Bran is going to try to look for Drogon for some reason. He's going to try to possess him, basically. Yeah, and actually thinking of Drogon, maybe Bran sees like something, like another war or something that's going to come up. Thing is, though, with a new king and stuff, a new king, they're going. It's the same. Eventually, maybe not in Bran's time, but eventually, like maybe 50 years later, along the line, it's going to be another war. It's going to be another battle. I liked Sam's idea where it's like, let's make the people vote, but they clearly didn't like it. Even Sansa was laughing. Jon actually did something with Ghost. He has his ear ripped off and stuff. Did Tormund like bite out a piece of it? Because last time we saw Ghost, He had both his ears, I'm pretty sure. So Tomer must have just gotten hungry or something. Um, Brienne. Oh yeah, I saw this meme where it's like Uh, John doesn't want it. John doesn't want this. John doesn't want Daenerys. John doesn't want the Iron Throne. And it's like Ghost. John doesn't want him. There's a bunch of Ghost and John memes, which is funny. In the books, he'll probably be more of a bigger character, the Ghost. Just because they don't have to do CGI and pay for that. And so Brienne writing the thing about Jaime, she didn't write anything about herself though, which was kind of like noble of her and like kind of like just like honor, I guess. And then she wrote like protecting his queen. She didn't write, and she wanted him to make him look good, so she didn't write like effing his queen or anything like that, or kissing his queen or his queen slash sister slash lover. She didn't write anything like that. She wanted to make him look good, and she didn't write anything about herself. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Subscribe, like for more, and bye. So comment down below what you thought about the episode. Peace out.